In 1973, 8 healthy people walked into psychiatric hospitals with one fake symptom. Every one of them was admitted as mentally ill. The test was designed by Stanford psychologist David Rosenhan. He wanted to answer one simple question. Could doctors tell who was actually sick once a label was attached? His team chose real psychiatric hospitals across the country. The volunteers arrived one at a time, dressed normally and speaking calmly. Each said they heard one word: empty, hollow, or thud. That was the only lie. After that, they told the truth. Once admitted, they said the voices were gone. They acted normally, followed rules, and waited for staff to notice. But after the diagnosis, normal behavior no longer looked normal. The 7 were diagnosed with schizophrenia, 1 with manic depressive psychosis. After that, ordinary behavior started looking like proof of illness. When they took notes, staff treated it as a symptom. When they waited early for lunch, staff treated hunger as a symptom. Even waiting for lunch got dressed up in medical language. But really, it was just someone waiting for lunch. A healthy person stood in a hallway, and the label changed how staff saw him. The volunteers could not simply say, "This is an experiment." They had to convince doctors they were well enough to leave. That took an average of 19 days. One stayed 7 days, another stayed 52. Imagine acting normal every day and still not being believed. You could not leave just because you knew you were sane. You had to wait until someone with a chart agreed. The strangest part was who noticed first. Real patients began whispering that something was off. Some said, "You are not crazy, you are checking up on the hospital." 35 real patients suspected the truth during the study. Staff, Rosenhan reported, did not identify any volunteer as an imposter. When release finally came, the labels still followed them. They were not discharged as healthy people who had fooled the system. The diagnosis was not erased, it was marked in remission. That meant the illness was treated as quiet, not gone. To be fair, Rosenhan's study has real problems. Later, investigators challenged parts of his records and storytelling. But the main point still matters. Labels change what people see. Once someone is put in a category, people start fitting evidence around it. Normal behavior can look suspicious if people already expect something is wrong. That is not just a hospital problem, it is a human problem. On average, a paper label kept healthy people behind locked doors for 19 days. Would you have believed the chart or the person? Tell us below. Remember to like and subscribe, and keep asking why people do what they do.